I woke up this morning, Dad, thinking I would really love it if you would be so kind to send me just one of your songs. I really need to hear you play. I mean, I've lived my life based around who you are, and that is my biggest inspiration. I fucking love you, and I wish so bad that we could just once sit in the same room with our guitars and play just one song. Would you please send me just one recording of you? I'm not going to steal it or perform it. I just need to hear you. It's been so very long ago. I don't even know what it is I remember except that whatever it was. It has inspired me still to this day. To perform, to be one of the world's greatest songwriters. I need this. So please. Don't hold out. Don't hold out. Don't procrastinate. Oklahoma City, and guess what? Battery problems again in the Green Beast. We're with Cat and Ziek. We're about to fucking take on Walmart City. So follow us. Let's go check this shit out. Let's see what hell looks like.
It's, you know, for some people it's a side job. For some people it's another occupation other than the one that they have. For Chuk, music is his life. With the reaper, with this crucifix and needles, rushing out for I am useless, have no mind. Some would say that I'm not right, others would say I've had a damn good fight. How I've been creeping across razors all of my life.
It's a very strange thing that we all believe in, and that we hope one day will find us and save us from ourselves. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's that moment in life when you say it's too good to be true.
It is.
But it's everything you dreamed of, but it's too good to be true. No, you're not just strong enough to handle the truth yet.
Many haters that I have, mostly just in the Tulsa area, jealousy and envy. And these things get, they can weigh down on you, man. And especially when you're trying to ignore them and you got all your other friends coming to you and telling you what they're saying. And someone, and being that I'm not trying to respond back or I'm not fighting back toward them, because I don't want to hate on nobody. I'll live half my life hating myself. And they can't hate anybody more than they can. And I can myself.
Yeah, we know which side is the right side, though. Chuk, you're going the wrong way. She went this way. We're together. I got the sexy one. So let's go down this way and we'll catch him coming up the aisle. We're gonna sneak up and catch you coming out the aisle.
You want to know what the number one thing is that I want to express the most?
Yes.
Well, that's downtown Tulsa right now behind me. And though I'm from Odessa, Texas, I've been in Tulsa longer. And I'm proud to be from here. I'm proud to say I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm a rebel, and I'm one of Tulsa's rebels. Rebel outlaw musicians. Chose to not do what everyone else was doing. He chose to do what he wanted to do. What all my heroes told me to do. Do my own thing. Believe in my own dream. Most of all, never give up. Never give up. Never give up.
with the bits of what the freezing. I see the gates of steel, swung to the motherland. My two is built in dead, but what's it doesn't sense? Watching, waiting, watching, destroying.
Recently, I got told that I give drugs to my fans. I'm sorry if you missed out.
Heading nowhere now to wreck your best, leaving you asking how. Trying to find your fist raising high. Sometimes life can make you break down and cry. Moving mountains in doom starlight. Need someone
15 years doing artwork, graphics for Chuk. He pays me. That's always a plus, you know. Other than that, no, not really. Chuk and I have helped each other out back and forth with that kind of stuff. When I have a band together, we've been do shows together, and it's kind of a back and forth thing, and I think we both helped each other out along the road, actually.
Homegrown heroes! 2, 3, 4.
Alive is what we are today. Yeah.
This is Drew with your C104.5 The Edge and Tulsa OriginalMusic.com Homegrown Heroes interview. I am back with Chuk Cooley.
Reverend Big Sexy is what they call me.
That's
man.
right.
Make them say back to my stomping grounds. Come on, man.
You are a busy, busy man, you and your band.
We have been, yes, we have.
Doing Oklahoma tonight.
Tonight, yes.
Opening for Marshall Tucker Band.
Marshall Tucker, dream come true right there.
Tell me about that. Like this is an idol for you.
Yeah, yes, it is. I grew up listening to Marshall Tucker. A lot of our songs kind of inspired by them. We have a song specifically, The Lost, that we used to dedicate to Marshall Tucker. And here we are 2.5 years ago. That was 2.5 years ago when we were, paying homage to it and saying this song's, for Marshall Tucker. And here we are 2.5 years later. The stars aligned, and we are rocking out with Marshall Tucker tonight at 9 p.m.
Now this
at
is
Oklahoma.
This is in Pryor at Oklahoma. It's 3 days. It is the biggest biker party
Rebels, come out.
Ever.
Yes.
Down here on the ground, you found me insecure. You read my feelings.
We're playing at Oklahoma May 28th. We go on at 3 p.m. and on the
AEG stage.
AEG stage. That's right. Thank you.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. So come see us, man.
Me hurt. No, and no seems right now.
You've got your Born Rebels CD out. It has had rave reviews.
That's right.
And tell me a little bit about what else we get with Born Rebels, because I know that you've been working on a video.
The video's out now.
Oh, it's out?
It's out already. It just came out 3 or 4 days ago.
And where can I check it out? I want to see it.
YouTube, Facebook, MySpace.
Well, let's do that.
All right, cool. It's the movie Mountains. It's the single that we're trying to push. It's the song that, you want to know what Chuk Cooley and the Demon Hammers are about? That's the song that we're about. We're here to move mountains. At the age of 40, they say it's hard to do in the rock and roll world. We're here to show them and prove them wrong.
But Reverend Big Sexy is a mountain of a man.
Well, I am. Big Sexy Beast.
Tonight, it's all about Chuk Cooley and the Demon Hammers.
How do I think Chuk Cooley will be remembered? From my experience being around people, most of them will remember from his craziness, his honesty, he's just different. He's free. He doesn't care what people think. And actually, with his story, he wants to help everybody. He's wanted to pull me out of my tiny little corner and make me do something I said I would probably never do.
Drink the fuck up! Whiskey, baby!
All right, man. We just got through rocking fucking Dallas, Texas.
What the fuck? Texas, come alive! It's white trash night!
It was pretty fucking awesome. Was it awesome, Clint? Hell yeah. Dave wants to get on the video. Yeah.
You're looking out my window, man. Fucking hell no!
The waves, man.
I'm fucking kind of hungry.
Now we got a special treat for you guys. We got Chuk Cooley and the Demon Hammers right here, some good buddies of ours. Come all the way down from Tulsa, Oklahoma to play for y'all tonight. Y'all show them some fucking love and let's fucking party!
Alright, we just got to Hanover in Pflugerville, Austin suburb. And this is it. Oh shit. Camera off.
Where'd you guys go?
Strip bar. Next to the strip bar. Dave's got to eat something liquor store bullshit. All y'all. Find it on your own time.
We will. The band.
It took so fucking long. Well, sounds good. No. I get it later. Mighty big flag for it, dude. Hot. Good for you, man. Helps you be fat. Turns you into Jello. Hey, we can make a drink out of me. Thank God.
So happened to be there.
You know, if you hadn't been hitting that, we could have been already been gone, dude.
Like a cigarette.
Hey, wait a minute.
There you go.
Somebody help! Turn around, he's gone!
And the first.
Come on, Tony, bro. Tony, run, man. Tony, bro.
We're on a panel to watch the Adrian.
I just straightened my bangs.
It's freaking
Hey, what you freaked us out?
See what that fucking cable's made of?
Those brakes work on my food.
Dan or Dave?
It's never enough, is it?
So we're headed to Hanover's, Austin, Texas, Pflugerville, and I have one shot to start, just to lube the voice. Lubed. I brushed my teeth, ate a mint, took a couple of pinch hits, and now we're on to do this.
Check this out, man. This song is dedicated to those of you that have been in prison. Anybody? Am I the only motherfucker been in prison in here? Texas and Oklahoma, straight up. All right. For those of you that have been in a mental institution, anybody? Women? Ladies? Ladies know what I'm talking about. They've been there. God damn. Some all, for a bunch of white trash motherfuckers, you've never been nowhere, have you? How about this one, man? It's for those of you that have been in a relationship that seemed like prison and a mental institution. It's a song called Freedom's End.
There's that sound, that sound.
Who the fuck went in there?
Like, every one of them thought they were Dimebag. They all had jokes from popping firecrackers.
Yeah, when you played Little Wing, we felt that was a shit. Me and Doug felt it in our soul, man.
Somebody take a picture of Pants getting gay about her playing his guitar. If you put panties on, I will. You know, by the way, girls' pants, I wear a size 7. God damn it. You're a fucking cussing
I know, I was gonna do
Oh yeah. You know what?
Ah!
Fucking Texas, huh?
Huh?
Fuck!
See, I'm on good behavior, man.
Barely.
Probation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put that away from me. Thanks.
Yeah. Zeppelin.
It may take us 10 hours to get there, but
another one. Fuck it. We're almost out, man.
No, you're not. There's plenty, dude.
let me in there to let you in here.
I'm getting like, oh my god, we're in trouble.
Everybody else is like,
Yeah, they all like ran away and hid. And so she says, and I'm waiting for her to like take us out or something. She says, oh, we have a sweet.
So it's a case of shoot through. And it's a hell, yeah.
come on, it's on video, not a picture.
No, it's not the one that everybody wants to hear.
And it's a hell,
Huh?
Still filming?
Yeah, I'm filming. Yeah. Did you want to get on this? She wants to get on it. Here, watch this.
Get the fuck out of here. They give you a cup? Jesus, that's a genius.
A cup for what?
To drink your Advil with.
Please drink, but be smart. We want to party with your fucking ass again. We don't need no one dying. We've had a lot of those friends in the last month. 5 of them pass away from that shit. This is their song. It's called The Lost.
Find some headrest on another friend's couch. How long will this time go, yeah, before it's time to bounce?
I've been doing this for 25 years. And what I can't get is that, you know, when I fell down here about 7 years ago, I chose to fall down. I chose to tell people I was walking away from it all, because why? I hit the top of the mountain. I played with all my legends, and nowadays, you know, there's no record companies to come save the day and turn you into the ultimate rock star like Motley Crue or Elvis Presley, any of those guys, okay? It's not that anymore. And it's a dog-eat-dog world, yes. But I don't know what to do anymore to get people's attention, not to come back, but to evolve with me, man. And stay right. Stay, with me. I don't really know how to make them see that no matter what I do, I'm gonna fight the good fight. I'm gonna stand my ground and believe in something much more than just me. I'm gonna have faith. I'm convicted to this. I'm committed to it. And there's a message in it, and that's to find my way into their hearts. I want to leave something worth remembering me behind. It's the music. No matter how rough I got, I showed there was a way to get through it after I suffered through something too.
The first time I ever heard Chuk Cooley play was in my living room. I was probably maybe 5 or 6, and just his style of playing, man, it always made me want to. He was the reason why I wanted to play guitar, and it kind of inspired me to pick up a guitar and play. And I always knew that I'd never be able to play like Chuk until I was able to play in front of Chuk and him tell me, yeah, you got what it takes, or you don't. And it took me 12 years to figure it out, and it's a pleasure to be able to play with him.
So we get for not practicing, we're all sloppy and shit. There's 3 kinds of people in this world. I said 3 kinds. First, there's the kind of person that goes out and they make their life happen. Yes, they make their life happen. They make their life happen. They find that focus to make their life happen, yeah. Second, there's the kind of person that watches other people make their life happen. Watch other people, watch other people, and watch other people make their life happen. And third, I hope you're not this person, but I cannot lie. I've been all 3 in my life, particularly this one more than the rest. But not today. Third, there's the kind of person. What the fuck happened? What the fuck just happened? What, there's a fight? What, no? I got your attention, didn't I? Third is the kind of person that goes, what the fuck just happened? What did I miss out on? Somebody fucking tell me. What did I miss out on? What? Well, no matter what kind of person you gotta be, if you want a long, long life, you gotta be a fighter. You gotta be a fucking soldier, man. You gotta learn to cut people loose when it's time to stop fucking around and tell the truth. Now, we all got forgiving hearts. We want to believe in people. We have desire. We want people to be real when we know they're not. Because we know what it looks like when we lie. No, I didn't get high before this show. I didn't get high, I swear to God. I didn't drink any drinks, I swear to God. No, I didn't. But you're drunk, dude. You're fucked up. Your eyes are red. Okay, you're right. It's a lot easier when you submit to it. Ain't that right, Chloe? I've been around the world, collecting memories. You know, I'm headed off to Tulsa. And I met a few friends. No way I'm add up to the way those Tulsa friends would kick ass out. Flashbacks of Tulsa, oh my. Flashbacks of Tulsa, oh my.
Oklahoma, and we get called and asked if I could come out and photograph for him because he was going to be on his first time out in Oklahoma, and he wanted to make sure the pictures were done right. So he'd seen my work around town, and I says, okay, that's as long as you're paying for the ticket to get me in there. Part of the mystique that I've had with Chuk Cooley, working with him over the years, is our background, and we came at it from different directions. And he has always been very photogenic, but he's also been, like me, very unpredictable and doing his own thing. We put together some images that could never be classified as normal, because every time we put something together, it has a storyline with it. He's one of the few artists that I've seen that takes his music and takes my photography, and we create a storyline that is just phenomenal. And it's always a challenge when I get in there, because I have to figure out how to create a storyline. We will argue, and he'll come in with a storyline of what he has on his vision, and I say, that's good, now let's do it this way. And between the two of us, by the time we're finished, we come up with a storyline that is realistic and portrays him in a light that is honest. And that's part of what I like about it, is the Fist Razed High has always been a symbol of being honest within ourselves, and that's what we try to create with our images. With Chuk, I've been since 2010, so this is going on 8 years off and on. Myself, my photography, I've been doing for over 40 years, and I suffered a real high fever about a year after we met, I think it was, and that changed my outlook on a lot of things, because I burned out part of my left lobe, and so my artistic side started kicking in as our relationship grew, and the right side of my brain started rewiring itself, and so I started seeing patterns more than anything, and working with him and his music, I could see the music now and also feel it like I never could before. So our images and our music evolved together over the last 8 years. Well, for me, it was very different because I was a software engineer. And so in the back of my mind, I saw pieces of paper with millions of lines of code, and because I knew 16 different computer languages. After the accident, that piece of paper disappeared, and for almost 3 years, and all I saw was kind of like broken glass. The music that I've listened to and experienced over the years here in Tulsa helped me create a new outlook on it. Like my deaf daughter taught me how to feel music rather than just listening to it. And now I was able to see music. And it took a few years, but I started seeing patterns appearing back there, but it wasn't code anymore. And I had to figure out what it was I was seeing, so it took my brain a little while to rewire itself. I went in after a while when I started seeing a picture in the back, and I was getting headaches, and I couldn't figure out why. The doctors at the VA actually said that I was suffering from an OCD now. And so I see images in the back of my mind, and you'll see them when you look in my studio and the stuff I've put together. Everything is extreme lighting. I create those images, and if I don't create those images, I get headaches.
Wow.
And so once I create the image, the headache goes away.
Been stuck all the time. Had dreams of porn and dark, sadistic nights. Oh, I never knew which way to run when I got out of line. Oh yeah, everything goes black. Everything, it always goes black. Everything, it always goes black. Everything, it always goes black. Oh yeah. Oh.
For one, I think it's his openness, his ability to make a person feel comfortable and at ease with the darker side of their life, or the more, excuse my language, fucked up shit that they've done, you know what I mean? And, because that's the only way that you can really progress in life, is if you accept and understand the bad shit. And he puts it in, like, he makes it humorous and acceptable, not to do again, but to forgive yourself, kind of, I think. I don't know.
Well, I feel honored. I feel real honored. It's pretty cool, you know, but I mean, to think that somebody would consider me the likes of Johnny Cash or David Allan Coe, or you know, some of the great legends in our time, you know, Willie, you know, all the shoes about, they're all outlaw guys, you know, Phil from Pantera, you know, he's a legend to me. Bruce from War Beast and Rigor Mortis from out of Texas, he is a legend to me. Guys I look up to. Anyways, so if I'm somebody that people look up to, man, I guess and that makes me a legend, and that's fucking awesome, man.
The first thing, he's like, he rides the fence of outlaw and being legal, but he's been through hell and back, and I kind of, you know, I guess I don't know, it's like he's a force, he's some kind of force, like, as he grinds into my hand. Yeah, he's a fucking force, like, forewarning, if you ever meet Chuk Cooley, he's the coolest motherfucker on this planet.
Oh, man.
Like, no, for real, like, I think he's an alien, but I'm not for sure. And if he is, I'll take him to my dealer. You know? No. As I'm dealing with the pain here, so forgive me, people. No tears.
Oh, suck it up, Buttercup.
I can't believe this shit. Give me a minute, man. Oh, wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he's
added bonus.
I love Chuk Cooley. Yes, I do. He is a brother, and he is family.
Like a cheer for cheerleaders. I love Chuk Cooley.
Fuck
yes,
you.
I do.
He's family. I consider him family and close, because he's seen hell. He's met the devil himself. He's shaking hands with the devil.
I sucked your dick one time. So.
Oh, don't say that.
He told you he was bi and he loved you.
Well, but
he touched your leg.
Still, yeah. Okay.
Hang on, we're getting there.
Bro.
He's good. He's good now.
I'm here to inspire the uninspired, man. Now, that's just one story in the last week that's happened to us. Now, crazy stories happen to everybody. I'm going to share this one real quick, and then we're going to get to jamming, man. Please bear with me. We're at Sonic at 11th and Garnett. Y'all been there before. Right there, all the motels that we all like to go to when we get sleazy. You know who you are. I've been with some of you there.
I like free porn, they don't have it.
Yeah, the West Side's better with the free porn, yeah. I bring my own porn laptop. We're there getting 2 slushies after we just got through grubbing some chocolate and feeling good, man. It's hot as fuck, and I see this young ladies looking at me. One of them was looking at me like, what the fuck are you looking at? But that's not the way she was looking at me. She was looking at me like, help us. Because I didn't see right around the corner was this dude fucking with them. Finally, they had gotten away, and they went back over to the hotel, Garnett Inn, where I had not seen 2 cops standing there. But as I'm getting out of the car to brush myself off, you know, waiting on the car hop, as she starts to walk up, this black guy starts to walk by. Let me get that right. Well, let's not be racist, because I'm not racist at all. Let me get that. Some guy all fucked up started walking by. I seen him, and he was walking really close to the truck, and I started thinking, this doesn't look right. And he starts singing, and he looks at me, and he nods, and so I look away. As soon as I look away, she sticks her hand out the window to hand to the car hop, and this guy snags that money and takes off running. Now, here's the stupidity of this whole situation. As I take off running, my fat ass, who has not ran in fucking years, okay? I'm like, my belly's busting myself, black eyes and shit, man. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I noticed that he was wearing flip-flops. What the fuck, you're gonna rob somebody with some flip-flops on? I tackle him right there in the intersection where cars are screeching to a halt, honking. Right there, I live with the Garnett, and I tackle him, I gave him in a good position, and I flip him over, and I start thinking, damn, I can still fight. Fat boy's gotta hit him. And then he pulls out of his pocket, and I swear to God, when I say this, it's not a fucking joke. My cousin is like a Harry Potter fan, big time like. And she collects everything. I even tattooed Harry Potter's signature on her fucking arm and shit, you know? His glasses with a lightning bolt. This fucker pulls out a Harry Potter wand, I swear to God, out of his pocket. I swear to God, it was a little hard rubber, I think that's what it was. And he starts poking me in the face with it. By that time, the cops are there, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to jail. Shit, I'm going to jail. They helped me up. They didn't push me down, they helped me up. They grabbed him up, slammed him in cuffs. They said, we saw the whole thing. Congratulations. As they bring back the name on this guy, he had just robbed 2 convenience stores that week in Coweta. So lucky me. Or was there a lesson to be learned? Yep. What is that lesson? By the end of this show tonight, I'll share that lesson with you if you're still standing here with us. I promise to you. My name is Chuk Cooley. Thank you for listening. One more time, let's get this party started right. We're here to have a good time. If you don't know the person next to you, please introduce yourself and welcome some goddamn new drama into your life. You gotta upgrade your drama every now and then, man. Are you fucking alive tonight or what, man? Hell yeah! Now let's have a good time, man.
Got those city lights in the back of my mind. This new freedom found, packing my guitar and feeling damn proud. See the smiles and the haters' frowns, the waves of goodbye. Tulsa town, finally leaving Tulsa town. Out on this road I am everywhere bound, since I'm leaving Tulsa now. See her deep in those eyes. This part ain't in the story's line. Laughing through the hard lines, got us through changing times. Long Island tea and down on Cherry Street. Not always this is life here, what it seems. Thought this was gonna be an easy songwriter. All I got is this cheap one-liner. I'm finally leaving Tulsa town. I'm finally leaving Tulsa town. Right on this road I am everywhere bound, since I'm leaving Tulsa now. Tulsa town. Out on this road I am everywhere bound. Finally leaving Tulsa town. Here's where I take my final bow.
What's up, man? Odessa, Texas. Hey, yeah, baby, yeah.
Hey Chuck, you've faced and gone through some troublesome times over the years, and somehow have been documenting your life for the past 25 years. I have just a few questions to help with understanding a little bit of what you have been through and how you have dealt with everything that comes at you. Here lately you've been faced with some real hardships, including homelessness. What's it like being homeless?
Well, at first it's kind of liberating. An independence that you find and a freedom from responsibilities. As time goes on, you have people that are lending their hands, and a lot of them are great people. A lot of them come out of nowhere, people that you didn't even know really knew you. And they do these great things that inspire you to want to keep moving forward. I have met some, though, along the way that just wanted to take from us and offset us and debunk who we are as people. It's a struggle. It's hard. You don't want to ask too much from anyone, but yet sometimes you feel you are. We live in a ride where that's all we have is that vehicle. We know that if we lose that vehicle, we end up walking in the streets, that we're probably going to get lost in there. Because over 85% of people that are homeless never return to established or stability home or job. The others make it back. But they consider that other 85% insane, crazy, lost. I'd like to think that I'm not that crazy, but crazy enough to survive in this crazy world. So, being homeless has its perks at times. Though I've got to travel around the northeast Oklahoma area to 22 different homes. People have opened up their doors and took us in, gave us the key to their house, and trusted us. And that, to me, says a whole lot. There's a one or two in there that are going to say negative things only because we didn't want to accept what they were doing while they're trying to give to us or take from us. But this is a give and take world, and we're going to have those haters and lovers, and some come disguised. Being homeless sucks, to be honest with you.
Alright, so check it out. This is Chuck.
And Tess.
And today we're celebrating, well, that we have a home after a month. We're still here. We're working out things. Tess may have a new job here starting next week.
Yay.
And we lived 14 months out there on the streets. But 49 of your homes took care of us. Looked out for us. And sorry, some of you we didn't move into. We just didn't feel like we wanted to be a burden for anybody. Even though you made us feel good about everything. Life has been a very challenging, not suffering. There was moments where we were scared. But we persevered through, and we had God to thank. Our Lord Jesus there. Boom. Always hangs in wherever we live. Right over us when we sleep. This Bloody Mary, which is our Bloody Mary Friday, we celebrate and cheer for you. Thank you for your love, your care, your support. Thank you for everything.
Yes.
You've done for us. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh, yeah.
To you.
Perfect. To you. Thank you very much.
It's a correlation between literally a feeling that everybody feels, but just the way that Chuck has been able to describe the struggles, you know, doing I Was There at Your Wedding, right? You know, and from there until now, you know, it's been quite a ride. I mean, for you guys. So, and it Chuck always has the way of looking up from the bottom, but I wanted to turn it around and basically, you know, in the chorus, the way that I wrote it was, you know, how low is low and low is all you know, the bottom's all you see, and, you know, that's all I know to be, right? But then the next part is, but if I could be anywhere, I just sit and stare down and the bottom see and know how lowly low can be. Yeah. So it's like, you're always looking back, you know, from where, you know, and especially the way that Chuck writes, always looking back from where he came from and knowing that, you know, it's a short trip back and it's a long way out. You know, so I mean that's really what it was. I mean, I originally named the song just Bottom because I was just writing it, you know, but then it was like, ding, that's it.
It was a very good picture of Chuck that was written and sung with such feeling and passion. You know that he meant every word and he knows who he's talking about.
I never truly thought that I would get this far after 25 years and think that someone, at this point, I mean, I don't think anyone really had gotten what I was trying to do. And even though I could explain it a million times, no one really heard it or quite really got what I was trying to do. And to see that Gilliam had looked at my life, and even his own life, he found something worthy about me to write. I'm honored.
I was given the promise of a brave new world when I was young. When I was young. Then I'm told that promise is what I make of it. And then it comes when I was young. It took me by surprise, made me realize how low is low, when low is all you know, bottom's all you see. It's all I know to be. If I could be anywhere, I just sit and stare down the bottom sea and know how lowly low can be. I was never told this promise runs on one and done when I was young. But I find there's so much left to overcome, and I'm not young. Took me by surprise, made me realize. Now I know how low is low, when low is all you know, the bottom's all you see. It's all I know to be. If I could be anywhere, I just sit and stare down the bottom sea and know how lowly low can be. Took me by surprise, made me realize. Now I know how low is low, when low is all you know, the bottom's all you see. It's all I know to be. If I could be anywhere, I just sit and stare down the bottom sea and know how lonely low can be.
Kind of may come off as like a control freak occasionally, and but I mean it's really because he kind of knows what he's doing. But deep down, or not even deep down, just like give him a minute. You know what I mean? And once he knows that you've understood what he's trying to convey through his experience, then he'll not just listen, but he'll make sure that you know that he understands where you're coming from, and then just go through the full escape of that, you know. Like, before I ran back into Chuk, because we have a crazy past history. I was not focused at all. I knew what I wanted to do, and I just talked about it. You know, and since I met Chuk, like since the day we met back up, I've put in the work, the sweat, money, the time, God. I mean, I went from just being scattered everywhere to actually sometimes working 3-4 hours a day on what I want to do in my music and trying to do something. And then since I started doing that, it's better than any drug or therapy I mean, I feel like what I think a normal person would feel like at the end of the day. And it's changed my entire life. 100. It's crazy.
when I was younger, way younger, around 11 or 12, I was in school, in elementary school. And I remember they brought a comedian to the school, and he was supposed to be a person that uplift, he's a comedian / motivational speaker for kids, I guess, and kind of looked like Jerry Lewis. Had the pocket protector, the nerdy glasses, the tape in the middle, the high waters, and he was doing his thing, man. And for some reason, I can remember at 11, I remember seeing in my head this vision of me taking this long, hard road, but at the end of it being knocked the whole way. Hated, despised, and talked shit to, and talked down to, and no matter what, at the end of the day, at the end of the road, it would be all those people that did that would all respect me because I somehow proved them all wrong. And that's by just staying the course. And life is hard to keep focused, when you have so many distractions, and if you're ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and 9 different kinds of psychotic, which I've been diagnosed as. Can you imagine? I've always thought everything was going to be alright, and the best is yet to come. And I said that for near 37 years, until not long ago, I was on the way back from a tour in Texas, coming from San Angelo, and we had a great tour. I had one of my drummers, Scott Butler, was with me, Tess, and this girl named Nikki Kale, and we were coming back, and I'm sitting there driving, and as we're driving along, I realized that at that moment, man, for the first time in my life, I get to say everything is all right. Everything was all right. And the best just happened because we just kicked ass, and we were respected and everything. And along the way, everything was all right. And everything's all right right now.
You've been clean for a while, you've been living right, you've been living good, you've been living for God. And then all of a sudden one day, life gets boring. And you need to remind yourself where you come from. And so you find these little things called those damn devils that come crawling back into your life.
Is all the luck can get. Then there's guys like me, yeah, but with a gift. 'Cause it's the bane blowing that wide mouth, watching the sun go out from that black house. Where the hell are you going? Will it ever mean anything? Well, it's not not sure for the reasons why we should be known. Redeeming the rebels, redeeming the rebels. Backyard grave is where we bury regret. In between the pillars of what both God said. It's no yeah, bound to run blind. Redeeming rebels so that we can shine. Where the hell are you going? Will it ever mean anything?
I love Chuk. Chuk is like a father figure to me. He always has been. If I need help with anything, he's usually the first person that I usually call and ask, you know what I mean? And it's usually, whether it's money or, you know, a place to stay or anything like that, he always has the words to tell me that I know everything is going to be okay. And Chuk's my consoletti. Like, he's my motherfucker. That's what Chuk is. And he'll continue to be my motherfucker till the day I die.
Awesome.
The thing that you need to know about Chuk is a very humble person. He'll give you the shirt off his back. A lot of people misjudge him and they mistake him because of his past. You know, a lot of people that live in the past don't ever make it very far in life. So, my advice to everybody is don't judge a book by its cover or by the first chapter or two that you read. Read that whole book and then judge somebody. Because we're not all saints, man. We've all fucked up and we've all been down a fucked up past, you know what I mean? And it's up to you to figure it out and not. But don't ever judge a book by its cover.
A person that will inspire you, but enlighten you, and even push you to be somebody that you're not, but yet it's somebody that you should be.
I was going to Torchy's for a while because I lived across the street from it. He headlined a show there. It was one of the first shows that they had there in a while. And I was like, and first I was like, oh, I wonder if this guy's any good. But I was there to see some of the other bands that he had hooked up to play there to open for him. So I was mainly there for those guys. And then I get to see him, you know, to headline it and finish the set. And he had theatrics. He had, and I'm drawn to heavy acoustic rock and roll because not a whole lot of people think you can take acoustic instruments and make it heavy, and he did. And his band, like, they really rocked it, and it really stuck out to me. And you kind of don't forget a person like this when you see him on stage. And so I had actually seen him before, but I didn't know really who he was. I saw him at a open mic that we had both performed, although I left before he played. It was at the Gypsy downtown Tulsa. And there was another time I think I saw him because another band who was performing at Torchy's, they wanted him to play a couple of songs just between acts or whatever. So that's how I found out about him. And then, so as a songwriter myself, up and coming, I started talking to him about these kinds of things, about playing and how we write. And I was really drawn to his songwriting style and his use of theatrics for performing live. His lyrics come from a very personal place, and he's not afraid to really explain and really get down and dirty with how he feels or what he's experienced. And another thing that I find really interesting is how he won't just gloss over something that he's done wrong. If he's done wrong, he says so in his lyrics. He admits it. We have something in common where we're both extremely honest about ourselves to a fault. So that really comes out in the lyrics, and that kind of sticks with me. When I first started hearing his recordings, I was listening to them practically non-stop, to where some of the stuff that he'd written about his own life had impacted some of the stuff that I'd written in the stories that I've written myself, because I write some fiction as well. And so yeah, just his taste in music and his style as a songwriter, you know, has really left an impression. Chuk Cooley is one of the most colorful characters I've ever met. He's very passionate about what he does and who he does it for. He's very passionate about his fans. He's very passionate about the people who come to shows. And there's so many things I want to say. I'm just kind of scattered. Chuk Cooley is the type of person who's got a lot of stories to tell. He's been around so many places and he's experienced so many things. And again, going back to his songwriting style, he's also a storyteller because he's got so many stories to tell. So yeah, so what I would like for people to know, whoever come out this direction or ever get to see him play live, one thing I would love to I love to remind people, because I have done this. I have talked to people about this before who've never heard of this guy. It's like, well, you're in for a ride, for quite a ride, because he's been through a lot, and he's gonna take you on a little field trip, or 3 or 4 or 5, and not only does he explain these experiences in the songs, but he will also, between songs, tell you the stories that drove him to write those songs when he wrote them. So, and that just makes the stage experience so much more alive, because it really was. These are things that actually happened, and you can tell by his passion. And you can talk to friends of his if you think that he's, maybe he's stretching something. He's not. He's got a lot of friends that back this stuff up. All this stuff happened. So he's just a really, really out there guy. And there are few entertainers I've found in Tulsa who can do what he does and inspire people like he does.
Chuk has the biggest heart. He might look like a big old rocker biker dude, but he has the biggest heart. I've never known that man to not have a heart. Even when he has nothing and he's down and out, he still tries to give to other people.
Thank you very much.
I love you, Chuk.
I actually started following him on Facebook, is where I first really got to know him. I'd seen him at the bars and started seeing the story he was telling on Facebook. And then all of a sudden one night I go on Facebook and there's this post, can somebody please come help me? It's Chuk. I'm like, well, fuck. You don't know me? Give me your number. Where are you at? I'll come get you. So, ended up driving from freaking Tulsa at 2 o'clock in the morning, and drive clear out to Tahlequah. All of a sudden, I'm lost, driving in circles. He's calling me, freaking out. I'm calling him, freaking out, trying to figure out where we're at. Finally find him, and coming back, we're on the turnpike, and we end up stopping at a convenience store / McDonald's at like 3:30 in the freaking morning, and ended up, I think it was double cheeseburgers. We ended up getting 5 of them damn things, and scarfed them down all the way back to Broken Arrow. Ended up back in my house, and we proceeded getting drunk. I'm gonna say fuck. Drunk as fuck. I'm not gonna censor myself, sorry. But yeah. So we stay up. I think the sun was coming up at this point. And I can't remember if it got a war or something. We were playing some damn video game. And he's just sitting there telling me about his life. I'm like, fuck, I can relate to this guy. More than what I get off of Facebook. I was like, does Facebook be fake? Basically a shitty person who posts shit on Facebook and nobody's gonna know until you really get to meet him. And then I'm like, well, fuck, the stories he's telling on Facebook is the shit he's lived. And I can relate to 99% of what the fuck he's saying. And I think it was either that or the next morning when I've truly come to appreciate it. Because the next morning, woke up, I think it was afternoon at that point, but not only can I tell he's a good, honest, genuine dude, yeah, he has his fucked up points, but the next morning he just showed pure gratitude, and that right there is sealed the deal. I think it was just slowly built up that full night, and then just seeing that he was so appreciative, it was like, alright, this good guy, and shit, pretty much been best friends ever since, you know.
Finger puffing. Say, finger pop that asshole.
No, I'm kidding. No, the connection between me and Chuk, me and my husband had went to a Texas Hippie Coalition concert and actually seen him there and went to go take a picture with him to remind him of who we were. And it wasn't until later on, whenever, for whatever reason, Chuk was online and it broke down somewhere, and I offered to go help him and told him that he was more than welcome to come to my house. that he remembered that picture and remembered me. And finally remembered me from before that picture. I wasn't the same person. And it wasn't until another friend of ours had told him that I could sing that he wanted to come over and find out for himself. And that was actually the night that we became close, because I went and saved him off the side of the road, brought him back to my house, opened my doors to him.
But see him up there laughing, crying, you know, all sorts of emotions that people relate to. The story relates to people, but the emotions that he feels up on stage is what drives people to keep wanting to come back for more.
Oh. Okay, so look. Shh, don't tell nobody. We're over here. Yeah, right there. Me and Tess. We're at the library. Look at that wing. What the fuck is that? It's gonna fly away. We're at the library. I'm drunk. 10 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty brutal. I can't believe it, to be honest with you. People starting to look at us. Oh, man, over here. Very quiet.
this alive. You help me to survive. You help me to survive. And I will lose you, baby. I will lose you now. I will lose you, baby. You're all that makes me feel alive. You're all that makes me feel alive.
Hey, I don't want to lose you. I what?
I don't want to lose you.
You only got this one life to live. Don't stress out, man. You gotta make each other happy, man. If you want love, you gotta give love. You may not get it back from the person you give it to, but somewhere down the line, it will come back to you, I promise. Just don't go cold and hard and blind yourself when love is given by somebody you care less about, because then you might just miss out on your turn for love. Keep your minds open. The song is called Dying Inside First.
The sun refused to shine. I would still be loving you. When mountains crumble to the sea, there will still be you and me.
down on an equal plane with you guys, because nobody's better than anybody else, right?
That's right.
I said, I'm not here with you. We're on an equal plane.
He keeps like, I wish they quit.
So normally I start these events by saying, hey, we got a professional photographer, put your phones up. That ain't gonna happen tonight. I want everybody that has a phone, get it out, take some pictures, make a memory.
Yes.
We're here for a special event, so we'll start this the right way by saying, good evening, brothers and sisters. We're surrounded by brothers and sisters. We're gathered here today. Choke down. We're gathered here today to bind two blessed souls, two American rebels, in holy matrimony. You're about to make me cry. I will pinch your neck.
Now we're talking. We're all gonna cry.
I'm gonna speak out of the Bible real quick. And yes, this is printed in the Bible. If you actually doubt me, then you need to read the Bible. I'm completely bullshitting, by the way. I'm often asked, what is love? As I say, love is infallible. Quit it. You killed me, Smalls. You cried more than her. You ready to start? We can mulligan.
Yeah, I thought you were
So one thing that can bind us throughout the days, it costs dearly. Seriously, it does. It causes heartache. At the same time, it brings immense joy. Waking up in the morning, looking over, regardless of the arguments the night before, and realizing you're next to the person you want to be with for the rest of your life. We're bringing two families here tonight. We're merging all these brothers and sisters into one single unity, one single family. It's not about Chuk Cooley, it's not about Tess. After night, it's about Normally I ran on for about 5 more minutes, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I do understand that the bridegroom, or the bridegroom, which way you look, her pants look better on her than me.
This is straight from me. First thing I think about, straight up, I believe 100%. Thanks for being amazing. Because it's one of those days. Thank you. You know it. So many others blame. Well, I hit. Damn, man. You stood it, man. You stood through it. I promise I'll never talk to you that way again. And I haven't. And that there is convincing enough for me to say, man, this chick is thank you for doing this with me right now. Today, I will Fist Razed High. I want to thank you.
Here we go.
Okay. When you came into my life, I fell in love with you who you are. I didn't want to change anything about you. You understood even when you had to pretend. You helped me restore my self-image. You were there when I was abandoned. It made me feel alive and whole. When I felt your real love for me, it changed my life's view. I will always have your back. Love, be faithful and true. Now that we're together, I cherish each moment and hold it dear. For you are my best friend. You make me happy whenever you're near. Thank you for crossing lines, loving and staying with me. You have my love, my heart, my soulmate for eternity. I love you.
That was pretty good. So I think you did actually talk to every words. That's hard to do because everybody knows he talks.
No,
I'm
telling
talks. Jesse?
Wait a minute, we ain't gonna question if anybody's got any questions or who's
Does anybody have any objections to the marriage?
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Fuck no.
We don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out. The door's that way. Do you take Tess to be your wife, your roadmate, the serenity of your chaos, for better or worse, in sickness and health, till death do you part?
Forever, I do.
Tess.
Are you already good? What about it? Keep up.
Tess, do you take this misfit to be your husband, your rock, your external fist raised high, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, till death do you part?
Yes, forever, I do.
Well, that's it. With all the power invested in me, with the great state of Oklahoma, the Tulsa metal scene, pronounce you husband and wife.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time anywhere, Mr. and Mrs. Chuk Cooley.
Hell yeah!
Oh man. I would tell people to absorb Chuk. Just absorb who he is. Not everybody can live as free as Chuk. Not everyone. He's a specific yet rare breed. If you've got boundaries, leashes, and thresholds, beware. He will keep it real with you 100% at all times, whether you like it or not.
All this time I swear I tried to be right. It never fills me for all the things I can change. Cause as I walk
'Cause once I thought I had this chance to be someone. Oh, I'll be there.
Ask you this, man. How long have you been playing music?
Oh. Well, in my mind, all my life, since I was born, I watched my dad playing. His name was Chuk Cooley. He was a singer-songwriter, guitar player, phenomenal. He plays with all 5 fingers, you know. When he chords, he does this. So you see this guy make these dominant chords and stuff, and you want to, so gaudy like it. You want to grow up being like him and impressing him. And he was a preacher too. So I kind of just fell into the music thing. Probably I didn't start learning though until I went to prison, and that's when it all. I had time to get to know myself and know what I want to be, and it kind of evolved out of me. So probably about good 25, 30 years.
25, 30 years.
Yeah.
So you've had a good long run then, making the music then, haven't you?
Since I got out of prison in '93, that's when I took Attack and joined Berserkr, and in '93, and then we got signed immediately after I got out, which was an amazing thing to happen. Because you're expecting a couple of years to be out of prison, have to work, and I didn't really have to work. It just kind of fell right into my lap, and being signed to a record company that was owned by 2 different Canada and Detroit guys. George Hawthorne was the guy's name, and
so it was like a rocket ride as soon as you got out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, right, we're playing with some cats that I really respected, which is Danny Roush and Tony Loretti from Midtown Boot Boys, which we were known for our racist or our governmental and racist point of view, but not really. We just kind of sing from the history of white man, and
so there's a punk attitude there then.
Yeah, there's definitely a fuck off attitude, and we were looking for at a young age. We're all looking for something when we're young men, looking for something to believe in, So, and for us, it was coming from a couple of us coming from the prison world, which is a very racist thing in there, where you either walk with your own or you walk alone, and then you risk everything. So, and there I walked with my own, and then eventually I ended up learning how to play music, and it kind of made me colorblind.
Yeah.
So, because the cats that ended up wanting to jam with me were black Muslims in there, and I played in an all-black Muslim band, but playing soul music for half our show, and then the other half was 2 black guys playing white boy music. and it's
that was
kind
a strange dichotomy.
Yeah, being that and then my first real gig was going over to Eddie Warrior over in Taft, Oklahoma, which is not far from the men's prison there, just done. We went and played. It was 800 screaming horny women at the women's prison, and it was crazy being the only white boy there and playing rock and roll with these two black boys that gave me groove and soul and music. So if you feel soul at one of my shows and passion, it's because I give it up to those 2 guys that helped me find that in me, Or maybe I was born black, I don't know.
Let me ask you this then: what was the birth of Chuk Cooley and the Demon Hammer?
Right after a band called Hellablack, funny that'd be. Probably around 2005. A friend of mine came to me and said, "Chuck, man, I don't know why you're all strung out, why you're all messed up, and why how you're staying there and why, but you're Chuk fucking Cooley, and you need to have an ego. And if you watch wrestling all the time, Chuck, and all the guys you seem to love, The Rock and Stone Cold, they all have an ego, and that's what keeps them where they're at. Even when they get their ass kicked, they still have that ego.
Yeah, larger than life attitude.
Because you need to take that on. You're Chuk Cooley. You've been signed. You've done these things that other cats don't want to be. You have to have the Chuk Cooley attitude. And so who is Chuk Cooley? And that's kind of where the Demon Hammer came out in me and said, well, I got to get rid of drugs, number one, if I want to succeed at anything. And so that's the Demon Hammer lifestyle came from that.
What keeps you going with your music after all these years then?
I don't have a choice. There's no choice. It's
a live or die kind of attitude.
Yeah,
You're gonna allow everything to consume you, or keep going and keep trucking on.
Yeah. Well, Blackie Lawless, Wasp, which is one of my favorite bands, he said in an interview that this music business is something, if you want to, it's something you got to do or something you want to do. If you want to be here today, going tomorrow, like Nelson and Warren, well, kind of. J.D. Lane, rest in peace, but I didn't like him until he died. So, anyways, got off subject. He said, if you want to be in this business, it's got to, and you want to have longevity, you have to be here to. It's because you got to. It's not something you want. If it's something you want to do, you'll be, in and out. And I've stayed here in this music scene I've built a reputation for the last 20 years, and it's not life. I call myself life's #1 songwriter. I write about life, and a lot of cats do, but I'm not about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm about the aftermath of that.
And how to pick up the pieces.
When that's all you got left, man, you better pick them up and put them together, or you're gonna look like a fool. And I don't want to die being remembered as somebody no one wants to remember. I want to be remembered as that I did good things. I had a big heart, and I still had to be an asshole. My mom said, if you want to be successful, be an asshole. It limits people from what they ask of you, and she told the truth about that, man.
Well, it's like I follow you on Facebook, and you do your posts are always positive, and you're always bringing some wisdom and talking with people. And I've never seen you, turn someone away when they're trying to talk to you.
I try not to be, man. It's hard, man, because there's so many people that come at me because of that. Which is, hey, that's the burden, if you want to call it that, or the cross you have to bear. You have to be able to be there, and I not always cannot be there because I'm trying to be there for myself too, and my 7 kids, and and my many ex-wives, and you can't be there. I'm just trying to live for me first, and then if I can do that, then I can help other people. And sometimes, man, it's a lonely road because you choose to be selfish, and up and down with the drug. I'm going to be a junkie all my life, and I can't deny that. And when I first got clean, I had that higher and mighty thing, and maybe I looked down my nose. I never wanted to tell people to not quit doing drugs. I just know your limitations when it's time to get real, get serious. 5 events that keep reoccurring in my life, from suicide to drugs to robbing people, to get my drug and these reoccurring events with women that I couldn't ever break the cycle of being this pity poor me. I'm just never going to amount to nothing kind of guy. Realizing that women don't like that, and if you're going to take a woman from the streets or from a hardcore life, you better be a man and step up and be all you can be if you're going to lead them out of that, man.
So this movie's really kind of bearing your soul then, and kind of in a sense your story then.
Yeah, and our drug abuse and how we met in the drug world, and how we found this higher level of thinking, which to a lot of people, it's not. I'm not a Christian. I'm spiritual, but I believe there is a God. There's a higher entity or a higher me out there that's beckoning me, calling me to play this music and share this positive message. I don't want to be remembered as just the junkie Chuk Cooley who could have been something. I'm going to leave this world being successful at something, and it's going to be music and making videos. And so the movie is kind of spiritually inclined around how demons and angels have pushed me. Even the bad guys pushed me into the light of music.
And that's sometimes how it happens too. I mean, you gotta hit hard, all the way down to the bottom, so you can climb back up and see how good things really are on the top.
You know that firsthand.
Yeah, I do. I've been going through some shit myself.
Yeah, I know, brother. And you know what? I have to say, a lot of us that know you, man, I want this on. We're proud of you, and so keep it up. Just as you're proud of me, I'm proud of you. So yeah, now let's get a sweet coffee. Yeah, coffee sessions with Viking Dave.
When's gonna?
Is there whiskey in that? We're looking forward to seeing you guys out there, man. Come out and show the support. If you believe in the underdog, that's me, Chuk Cooley. Come, all right? Fist Razed High? No, how about we get that right? Fist Razed High!
Gives me, could see the flies out on the knives. How much soul did the devil eat last night? Is there anything left to eat?
Okay, yeah, okay. So yes, I've been wanting to do those 2
same things.
When I hear it back, it'll click. I'll get it.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to put these phrases I've been saying for 20 years, put them all in one song.
Yeah, I get it. I like it. Yeah.
I'll get everything's been all right. Message had to come. I'll get all that in there too. Yeah. So I can hear it. I can feel it. I get chills right now. When I get chills from a song, I get because we just wrote that together just now. So yeah, that's our first song ever. Yeah, I know. I'm really excited about it. It's the same thing. But when we come down lovely, get your fist raised high. Get your fears raised high. Scream hell. I'm alive. Scream hell. I am alive. Scream hell.
Some of my sticks didn't have a tip on it. I couldn't get the sound of it.
For the people who don't know Chuk, what would you tell them that you think they should know about him?
He has no filters. If you're soft, stay away from him. If your feelings get hurt easily, and that I don't say that to say as though he's mean.
Right.
I say that to say as though he has no filter.
Right.
He has no problem telling you that, hey, no problem.
Yeah.
And this is a testament to his humility and his understanding. I lost my brother, John Halata. We were in a band together called Screaming Red Mutiny, and he had passed away. Well, long story short, I saw some things that made me upset, and I reacted in a wrong way, and I took it out on the brother, and I was really upset about losing my bro, really upset about it, and maybe it was my need to lash out, but I did, and it was wrong, and I made it vague but public. People still got the idea who I was talking about, and I said some not so nice things. And man, you know, I snapped to my senses after a few days. I was like, man, I gotta apologize to this brother. So I messaged him, and I said to him, I said, hey, would you mind meeting me for a beer? I would like to talk to you. And he did. And as soon as I saw him, I started bawling, because me and Chuk have been friends for many, many years at this point. And I told him I was sorry. I didn't mean it. You know, it hurts. And he just kept saying, I know, brother, I know. It's okay. I'm sorry too, you know. His understanding and me coming correct with him, that just made our friendship that much closer. You know, I may not always have the right ideas on how to deal with things, but I will always come correct if I know I need to, and I'm just glad he accepted that. You know, forgiveness ain't cheap these days. It's just fucking cheap, and I'm glad that he saw that as a good token, and that we remain friends today. You know, we still look after each other. We still look out for each other. I may be gone on the road, he may be doing what he's doing, but we'll always find our way back to each other to check up on one another and find out how we're doing. You know, he's been through hell, I've been through hell. We're kind of the same people, but with different paths. So, I'm always a stickler for the underdog.
Flashy light. It's time to get.
Okay.
You're on.
You held a benefit for Chuk back when he had only so long to live. Can you tell us about that and what it was for and everything?
You think about that one. I remember getting the news, then feeling this weird lump in his neck. I'm like, dude, don't ever ask me to feel that again. So I just took it upon myself to put together a benefit, and it was a pretty great day. There's a lot of people there. A lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people there. They raised enough money to do a surgery, and he's still alive. So I must have done something good, right?
Do you remember what it was? What was it for? And how long did he have left? How did you know that? I mean,
because I felt it. And his tumor too.
Here, let's just do this. Okay,
it's gonna be both of you anyway.
All right, so it's okay. Okay, so
it was kind of like this. It was something like this.
I gotta back up to that one now.
It's like this. The tumor. I had a softball-sized tumor in my head. I had 9 months left to live. Anyways, he found out by catching me throwing up in the bathroom, and that's how it happened. I was spitting up blood, and he's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And so next thing you know, I told him, and I told him I was content with dying happy because I was happy at the time. And he said, he wasn't having it. So he went and put together a monstrosity of a fucking benefit that over near 1,000 people attended. And they raised about near $4 grand, along with Texas doing their thing down there too. They did one for me. And but this man don't cry. It's hard to get him to cry. Let alone get him on stage with a microphone. That was probably one of his first times.
Yeah.
But he was proud, very proud that day to tell people how much they'd raised for me. And it was man, I'm still alive. I was been 6-7 years now. Yeah.
Wow,
I'm still alive.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, how about this? Let's get dirty. Let's do that. Remember when we were
trying to marry me already?
Yeah. I think we were already married and got divorced.
Wow, God damn it.
Anyways, sorry. All right, so check it. We were down at, let's tell a story time. We're down in San Angelo. And I'm, at the time of us touring heavily, I was a real dick. I was a real dictator. Everybody had to be up at a certain time. Don't party too long. Make sure you get slip. Yeah, he was the one that could party. He was meeting girls everywhere. I
didn't even like girls.
Not anymore. Anyway, so we pull up to the hotel to get hotel room, and we're already drunk. We waited till after the show, and so I get out of the car. And I look over, and there's a little bush, we're under the awning to go into the hotel, and on the other side of the bush, well, there's, leaves on it because it's wintertime, and all I see is him standing on the bush. He goes, "Do you need any help?" And he's doing like this, and as I look down, here's his dick spraying in the trees, watering the trees, and he's on camera, like 2 of them. I'm like, "You motherfucker, get your dick back in the van." So he does, and so later on that night, we're all passed out, and this is how drunk he really was, is he gets up in the middle of the night to go piss.
Oh.
And he, somehow he had tackled the microwave, and he took it to the refrigerator. Yeah, and so this is how trashed we would get. I mean, it was pretty bad.
I found the bathroom evidently.
Yeah, I heard. I remember in the other interview that he did. He was talking about he could barely remember any of these things, but
I was pretty drunk.
I do remember him meeting girls that he would meet online. They would
Total lies.
They'd meet us at the shows, and they would get so fucked up they ended up in the bathroom, passed out, blocking the door so girls could remember. As in San Angelo too.
I've never passed out in the bathroom.
No, you, the girl that you brought.
Okay, that I believe.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway.
I heard you were famous for something else, Gypsy.
Wow, we're not going to show that on camera.
Will the Gypsy Jello shots come back ever?
Probably never. It's kind of like an ex, and you never.
Yes, you are, because you're going to share the recipe with her, and we're going to carry on your Gypsy Jello.
I'll make them.
We don't share that. That's worth like $10,000.
It's not.
Well, I'll name it after you.
The only one that's worth.
That's what all the girls say.
The only one that's worth anything was Gypsy Jello's cum shot.
Oh.
It's
It
actually
tasted like pina colada, but it's okay. I will remember when I first brought that one out, and I set it on the table.
Everyone's like, what the
And he's
fuck?
like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, dude, it took me a whole week to fill up that cup. You better put it in your fucking mouth. Well, it's been a lot of good times, dude.
Yeah, we did. It was about 7 years of kicking ass together. And we're still friends. As all friends.
Even though he hates me now. He talks shit on me all the time. You know, I'm totally joking. I'm totally fucking with you.
That's him talking shit about me. I'm motherfucker.
That's Gypsy for you.
Drunk guy.
I'm not. Stop it.
No, I am.
Stop it. Not you, me.
Was you or me?
I'm totally confused right now. Something about sucking on a chili dog.
Oh yeah, here's your shit.
Outside the Tasty Freeze.
That's a song. No, we were drunk as fuck. We were so hungry. We had one coney, and it was enough for him to have one end and the other end, and we ate it over.
It was a double-headed go.
It was pretty much a kiss at the end there. Yeah.
And there was chili involved.
We were. Yeah.
See, you still can't get over it.
Yeah. What else? We got something. This is the comedy part of the video. So yeah, actually it's good. Are you drunk already?
A few hours ago, yeah.
Yeah. So we're at a cookout right now. It's called West Dotson's Black Friday Cookout. Why don't you just follow us and let's go through and meet everybody that's from.
Hell yeah. Those people have fun. It doesn't matter to me. Besides the football. Still freaking out.
Our friend Bobby.
Very entertaining.
I'll just wait with the camera for us before we talk to you. Wait. It's okay if you want to be on with your face.
When and where did you meet and get around Chuck?
1992. Chuck was in Snapper. And I first moved to Tulsa. I was 14 years old. And while this guy came out, he got a lot of shows.
Huh? How, can you tell us any way that he has impacted or inspired you?
Yeah, he's made me slow down a little bit.
Weirdo from Texas, you mean?
I learned the ability through him in order to just play my instrument instead of being so fast all the time. Instead of 100 notes, maybe just 3.
Okay. All right. Now, for the people out there that don't know Chuck, what is one thing that you would tell? What is one thing that you think that they should know about him?
I like penetration personally. I mean,
he's a kind-giving heart. He's not as much as a hard ass as what
right.
He's actually a lot nicer.
Yeah. Just a big old teddy bear. Sweetheart. All right, well, thank you. Oh, one more thing. Tell us as a story, a short story about sometime when you and him were together. Sometime you can't.
No, I cannot do that.
Why not?
Because that would be violating privacy issues.
Well, he wants to know. The public wants to know.
No, I can't. But thank you, and Chuck, love you.
How does it feel to be part of the Good Time Believers and to be playing with Chuck?
Wow, never kind of thought that would ever happen, really. I've been a fan of his bands for years, and I guess you never know what the situation is going to throw at you. The opportunities roll around, so I'm going to definitely take a jump at it and see if I can put some licks down for him.
Okay. Now, you know the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Well, with that in mind, for all the people out there that don't know Chuck, what is the one thing that sticks out in your mind that you would tell them?
People who don't know Chuck.
Well, I would think, I mean, when you first look at him, I think, you know, everybody might want to run a little scared. You get this big old black dude dressed in black all the time, and, you know, long straggly hair. And the thing about it is yeah, he's pretty much one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever met. Give you a shit off his back if you had to.
Hey, Stoney. Few questions about Chuk. First off, how and when did you meet Chuk?
I met Chuk back in the late 90s during the Oklahoma methamphetamine trade, or through that industry. And we both had a lot, you know, love for music and a love for methamphetamine at the time, and it just kind of grew from there.
Okay. And what is it about Chuk that has inspired or impacted your life?
The way that he doesn't let anything drag him down, even in the worst of times. He's still pushing forward, and, you know, still he's like a runaway locomotive. You know what I mean? When he gets his mind set on something, and it's all the way to the top. And that's the way he's always been.
Okay. And third, for all the people who don't know Chuk, what would you tell them that you feel that they should know about Chuk?
He's a real motherfucker. You know, he's got a good heart, and he's real. There ain't nothing fake about him. And Fist Razed High.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Awesome. Okay, now tell a little story, it can be funny or whatever, about some time when you and Chuk have interacted together.
Man, that's going to be tough. We might want to cut it there. Because
it could be a funny story, it could be just something about some time that the two of you had spent together.
I'd gotten out of prison, and I don't remember where exactly I ran into Chuk, but he invited me over to his place, man, and I sit there, and we talked, and we hung out for about 4 hours that afternoon, and I went to practice with him, and he had some things on his mind, and I thought, I listened to some music, and, you know, listened to him for 4 hours, and I realized that he kind of lost his way, you know what I mean? And I think I said something to him that inspired him, at least I hope I did. We had a good visit that day, and, you know what I mean, it was good for both of us, because he's been a friend for a long time, and I was out of town, and I hadn't been back here for a while, and I came back, and I was sitting at the Blue Rose Cafe eating dinner with one of my kids, and I looked up, and I seen Chuk outside, and I hadn't seen him in a few years. And another time I came back to Tulsa, and I wasn't here very long, and there's two people that I ran into, and both times that I came back, I ran into those two people when I came back, and Chuk was one of them at both times. It was kind of but it was all good, man. He's been a good friend for a long time, and I think he's going to stay that way.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome, thank you.
My name is Mashonda, and I have known Chuk Cooley for over 10 years. And I'll tell you that this is the only man I've ever met that I love through thick or thin. I have known him in his best times, #1 in the world of a rock star, and on the bottom of the totem pole. This man doesn't change. This man is the same guy from on the top 10 list to fucking on the bottom 100 list. He is everything. He is real no matter what he says or does. Everything he says and does is 100%. He is beautiful. The only word I can say to describe this man is beautiful. He is everything. He has been there through thick and thin for me and my family. No matter what I say or do, Every lyric he sings is the realest thing I've ever heard in my life. And he is so wonderful. When I met him, I thought he was just some other junkie that I was going to rob or steal from, and never thought that he would end up being the best friend that I've ever had in my life.
I'm filming.
Fuck, what'd I do? Alright, so I think I got enough. I'll pour them out like Red Sea here, man. Alright, man.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How many of us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Whoever gets what, It's all about half. So.
You got 11 there.
11?
There's only 9. There's only 9. There's only 9 here.
Look.
Well, then I get a full drink.
I get a full drink.
You can pour my jack in mine if you want.
Should we grab her jack in there? Because that's a long way to... You're there. Go to the kitchen and you'll see a jack on the bar in the kitchen there. All the way around. Don't be afraid. It's okay. I don't got a little dog here that's gonna bite you. His little dog will try to hump you. Me. He's always trying to hump me. What the fuck did I do to you? You're gay dog? Shit.
He knows your true intentions.
That could be so. If I'm high enough, I might buy it.
If they suck you into it, right?
Don't buy.
Suck you into
Got him, coach. Got him, coach.
Boom! Bitch slap all across the room.
She laid that one right on your forehead.
Yep, I gotta have these two around. You have to keep me in right. Hey, if that's the only attention I get, I'm happy with it. I'm going to mushroom steak. Fucking talk shit.
Well, all right.
Watch out.
How don't make the faces I made when I was drunk on my birthday? That was weird. I was like mad. Like, I fought you, but I didn't have fun. What the fuck? Grabbing Becca's pussy 3 times? What the fuck? It's not me.
Wait, what? I don't remember that.
Yeah, say wait, what?
Oh, it's on video.
Oh,
it's on video. You're streaming. You're like, that's my fucking pussy, motherfucker. I'm gonna hit you next time, Chuck. All right, here we go. 2, 3.
This is for those who climb the mountains, who stood at the top, nobody's counting. This is for those who learned how to swim when they were drowning, thinking it was the end. We found each other in the darkest frowning. We had some beers and choke. We found ourselves shouting. Get your feet. Get your feet. There was no hope. We believed God was just a joke. Through this life, we barely survived. The devil could commit suicide. Get your feet. Get your feet. Get your feet. a family man or some preacher's kid. Just some dude that hated rap music and politics. But at the end of the day, you just knew you had a gift and that was knowing when to say, get your fist ready high, get your fist ready high, get your fist ready
Alright, are we all there? I've lost it.
I think so. Ah. Someone's trying to hide.
Did I get it?
You got her.
Yay! That'll work. Okay, cool.
Crumb.
Did I get everybody? Everybody was in there.
Everybody was in there.
Pigtails? Everything? Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They're powder puffs.
No matter how dark it may get or how threatening the drama may seem, or you know, how intense things may get when they seem like they're flying off into the deep end, if you can keep a firm grip of what's real and the reality that it's only momentary, that you're going through this, and quick prayer and quick, focus, and that's to remember that everything's going to be all right, and the best is yet to come. But you really got to make it that way, and you got to want it. You got to want it, man. And I know that through all the mistakes I've made, I can actually say, I got somewhere in life, and I left something worth remembering me behind, and I hope that people can learn from the life I've lived. Hopefully my children will realize that I tried documenting it so that it may help them or someone they might know. Life's good. At least it is right now.
Would you run out on this possible disaster? We could leave T-Town from Oklahoma and head to Texas in this beat-up Chevy Nova. You know I'm a city boy, just trying to find my way into your heart. And I know you're a country girl, just trying to get
decided that I wanted to do something that was more adult-like. I mean, I can't be a teenager forever and keep acting like I'm a teenager forever. So I wanted to do something that was more of an adult theme instead of going completely country, which is kind of poserish to do, or the trendy thing to do. I wanted to do something that was more me, more real. And I've been playing acoustic guitar my whole career, behind the scenes, and writing all this music over a 25-year span of my life. And I just thought it was time to give myself a chance, which was my biggest fear, is to play acoustic by myself on stage. I wanted to be more real with myself, and I wanted to give. I failed at all my metal attempts from the years of drugs and the self-destruction and abuse, beating myself up, and I just wanted to be real, and this is what came. And the band followed after that.
So what made you want to capture Chuk's life?
Well, he's one of these that needs to have this, everything about him coming out to the real world. People have suggested him to write a book and all this stuff, and he can't seem to get anybody to capture anything in writing, so why not put it in a documentary? It shows every aspect of who he is. Plus, it's a different outlook on who he is, because I'm capturing him and things that he does out of my viewpoint instead of, everything.
Did everything his way?
Yeah.
Now the big question is, what made you walk away from your life?
My life was...
Because this brought you out of a shell.
It has, in many ways. It very, very much so has. I was stuck in a rut. I had... I got tired of living a lie. So...
Something about Chuk stood out and said, I want this man.
Well, I met Chuk after my ex and I were divorced. But yeah.
Okay. So now the same question you've asked everybody else. What is it about Chuk Cooley that you know that nobody else does?
Well, I know for a fact that he is the most honest person I've ever met. When he says something, he means it. He's, I don't know, he looks like a big ruffian, but he's really gentle-natured. He loves everybody. Very loving, very kind, very giving.
Where's his heart on his sleeve?
Well, sorta. His heart is kind of guarded too. He takes care of people, that especially when people help him. But the people he helps aren't always there to reciprocate. But he doesn't care. It's not about reciprocation. It's about helping because he can, because he loves people, and if somebody needs something, he'll do his best to do it for them.